Okay, so welcome to GM Beakhead mode on our Pathfinder correct day. Apparently I clicked on Wednesday thinking it was Wednesday again. Okay, so we are in the Friday Pathfinder Thassilonian Resurgeance Adventure Path session number 57, where the characters have finally gained 4th level.
Hooray, 4th level!
Fear our power.
Fear our power. And maturity has gone nowhere as well.
On the bright side, I don't think you will be having as much collateral damage as the Wednesday night game, but it's not a challenge, mind you.
So no challenge accepted, then, Martin?
Well, you have to beat 150 people in the matter of 2 minutes.
I already knew that.
That's damn close to the golden board.
That's okay. I'm sure it was because they were all lower class. They didn't quite count. At least I'm sure that's what they'll tell themselves next session. So, in this group, you have just spent a few months resting up at the Pathfinder Lodge. Having spent some time with family, been out and about. What has your characters done for the last 2 to 3 months of your own time? Starting with Willie.
We didn't hear you, Martin. Who was starting with again?
Willie.
Oh, really?
Just sounded like you guys were a little busy in the background.
Yeah, we've got Bob playing with our thing.
That's right. He's trying things around.
Well, I'm playing Willy One Kenobi. Might use my full title if I may.
You may.
So I'm playing the highly moral and religious Lord Willy One Kenobi, thrice returned, athlete of the lost errant, practitioner of the renowned tiger style, and saviour of questing Margot, God touched, hater of horses and maker of good life choices, husband of the Hell Knight Ruby One Kenobi. Others know me as simply Low Blow.
And what is the name of your character's newly born daughter?
I have no idea. I didn't realise my daughter had been born.
It has been months.
Nemo.
Nemo.
Really?
So we shall be finding Nemo later in the session, I'm sure.
Or she'll be inflicted upon me.
Does this mean that you have a request for parental duties?
No, not at all.
No. She's a mega prodigy and will literally teleport into your lap.
I started taking handle animal feats. Why? I got a baby.
Either that or I get to look after her for a week and I just go, Doozer, can you give me a hand? You know all about animals and dogs and shit. Kids can't be too much different, can they?
This is what Drew goes into a tirade about how animal care is its own discipline and you know, little walk babies aren't the same.
Hey Nemo, you better be listening. These are wise words.
Okay, so what do you spend your day with? Your a couple of months off for Doozer.
I want to find myself another otehr and then upgrade that. With my newfound power of being able to dual wield weapons for at least a term.
Learn how to use your offhand.
Learn how to use my offhand. And then train the other puppy, which is now growing up very big and is called Giant. So I have puppy and Giant.
Okay. Just making sure things are syncing properly, because deleting something from a screen doesn't seem to make it disappear. There we go. Finally got rid of the mutant pig off the screen. So, Duza was training Giant. Okay, what was Parry doing for his couple of months off? And how many kids were involved?
Just walk away for 2 seconds.
So does this mean we're going to roll a d20 and see how many kids he has?
No.
2d20.
Harry went on a sabbatical and learned about all the religions in the world. And how to quickly become part of one of all the religions in the world. And how to use that to his own advantage.
So is that sort of like the mummy, where the guy pulls out every holy symbol and tries to make a prayer in it as the mummy tries to kill him?
That's pretty much how Harry's going to run with this. He's going to try and do exactly that.
This is not going to end well.
It's going to end really well.
Okay, so the three of you make it back for the mid-year festival and finish off your training, while the other two are currently unavailable, off on Pathfinder business.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that you're still in the good graces of Lady Hindmarsh.
Well, that's good.
Which
At least you can take the festival still in the town.
Well, you didn't actually kill the town. You killed the cultists, who then killed the town.
That's true.
So,
And we did report on where the missing person went, so bonus.
you did absolutely everything she asked and more. Unfortunately, you were unable to save the town, but that's not what you were sent there for.
Hey, look, we're becoming Pathfinders finally.
One enemy of the Booger
Killer Booger.
Okay.
There are many themes.
And you have been given a job to go back and finish in Riddleport. Apparently, they need some help back at the inn back there.
The Gold Goblin. Woohoo!
So you'll be returning to the
Does
Gold
anything
Goblin.
to talk to that lady that Harry killed the brother on that she doesn't know about?
What? I didn't kill any, bro.
Pretty sure you did, the one with the shield.
You did, yes.
Oh, yeah, I did.
He's also the son of the proprietor.
That's right.
That's fine.
This is not like a surprising to do, though. We're going to ride on that.
So next time Harry tries to do something nice, we now have to make a sanity check.
Oh, what check?
Sanity check.
Oh, lovely.
Well, I mean, he did go and repent to his god.
I'm sure. I'm sure he can do that again next time he does it as well. I'm sure it will work perfectly fine each time. So as I repent, I can keep doing the act.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure no one will know the difference. Okay, so you've been you get a nice sit down meal with Lady Hindmarsh to ask her any question you might have about what's been going on, or talk about what you've been doing, as she seems to have had a couple of reports from one Rose Kenobi. Did any of you have any questions for Lady Hindmarsh before she sends you off to Riddleport?
Have there been any more sightings of the Sandpoint Devil, or any more mysterious things happening in terms of that field?
Well, she does say she sent her A team out to investigate the demon uprising, and they managed to recover Oleg's body. Which was the Vanderkastekin one that you killed.
Oh, fun.
And he has been brought back to life.
Oh, fun.
This will go well.
And he is currently working with his sister.
Oh, great. So they're going to, like, come back
Yeah.
to them and report. Awesome. I'm sorry we killed you, but, you know, communication was a bit lacking.
Though, to put it fairly, your first act was murder, and he didn't have a chance to actually do any communication while not in sight of another person on the other team.
Evil baddie.
Well, I didn't kill him. It was all parry, so, you know. I just killed the other guy, the big buff troll or whatever it was.
Yes,
Or bugbear.
so
Bugbear.
your team is known as the Take No Prisoners team.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So if they need someone safely rescued, you're not the team.
No, we're very much not that team.
So for Josh's,
You weren't here. You weren't
your
here for fire and rescue. You were just here for fire.
your little artifact had a slight update to make it work better overall.
Yay!
So if I can find out where I published it, I'm sure I've got it there. I've got it. So if you look at it, you'll see that the curse is now a flat DC check of DC 11. So you have a 50% chance of losing wisdom every time you give something away or pay for something.
Great.
Well, it's a belonging. Money's fine. You can spend money, but you can't give away belongings.
I can't give away belongings. Okay.
Yes, so paying for lodging, paying for food, paying for stuff is perfectly fine. But if someone asks to borrow anything, flat check if you wish to do so.
Okay.
Just so
And
you
is
know
Harry
what it goes.
aware of this, or?
He is aware of this, but he also has a +2 insight bonus on any saving throw versus transmutation. And he gets a +1 on all his attack rolls.
Nice.
Plus, he has 15 temporary hit points after every long rest. Whenever you daily preparation, you gain 15 temporary hit points.
Yay!
And you can cast Stabilize cantrip as a innate spell.
Cool.
Which really does fit with the whole concept of greed.
Yep.
So the Pride one has a similar bonuses, but they more suit Pride. This one is the one that's all about making yourself last longer and be more important. Look at me, I can stabilize you, and you, and you.
Right, I was just about to ask why is it stabilized, but that answers my question.
Well, he
Look at
doesn't,
me. About 2 hits now instead of 1.
and the amusing thing is, he doesn't actually have to help them. All he has to do is stabilize them. I'm sorry, I don't want to spend my healer's kit on you, so stabilize. You'll recover.
let the healer do that.
I thought that Josh would like that. You're not the healer. You just make everyone last longer.
Yeah, that's something a very carry thing as well. Like I know how to use a kit, but I'm not going to do that. That's a possession.
Well, then I wouldn't be able to hand it to someone else to use if I had it.
Mm.
So if he borrows a possession,
No.
he has the same problem giving it back.
Harry would make the emphasis like, I don't want to use my heal, let's put it on you. Stay on myself.
Mm.
That's how Harry would go about that.
Oh, did you like the meme I posted the other day?
I believe I did with the barbarian orc, trying to figure out whether or not he would help the puny person or completely destroy him.
Yeah.
I assumed it was to completely destroy him being the most likely to happen.
Yep. No dudes would definitely break them all. You know,
Or break his own trying.
no, it's a scrawny kid. I'm gonna snap that little twig in half. By mistake. But, you know.
Then it turns out to be a bleach
Just like-
goblin instead of a scrawny kid.
Oh,
No.
just like outside that church where the kid was, trying to get his medicine back to his mother. And then next thing you know, you hear yelp, and then the kid's throat's like hundreds of feet down that way, and the kid's body's being dragged towards you. You know that one?
That was Puppy. And I said Puppy to fetch. It's
Same thing.
It's not my fault that he hit Puppy. Puppy's been taught to defend himself. He did. It's legit.
Well, Puppy has two actions that he'll do. He will either calmly pull someone where you want him pulled, or if they strike him, rip their throat out.
Yeah.
I can't believe I rolled a one with that. It was kind of perfect though. Like, just like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, that!
Puppy fish. I'm going to look the other way at this argument between our two fellas carrying on really at the time.
Okay, so did you want any request any supplies before you head off to Riddleport?
Well, Wizards do not look conspicuous at Riddleport, so usually we leave stuff rather than request stuff.
You guys don't need to look conspicuous.
Oh, Harry's gonna get all the bling, apparently.
Parry needs to be wearing 200 gold worth of stuff, or he will be considered sickened. And that 400 gold cannot be magical; it has to be mundane.
So like rings and jewels. And
So he can eventually look like Mr. T.
Oh, that's gonna be perfect. That's very, very much his character.
Mr. P. Harry.
Excuse me, what are you trying to reach?
So she has a couple of simple items that she can give each of you. So if any of you would like a basic bomb, elixir, poison, snare, or talisman or tool, she's happy to provide you with at least 1 to 3 of any of those items.
What do the snares do?
Snares are used for setting up a trap somewhere that is a one setup only expendable item.
Does that to catch like rabbits and stuff, or is it bigger than that?
Each snare has its own purpose.
Oh, okay. So what is it?
There's an alarm snare, a caltrop snare, a happening snare, a marking snare, a signaling snare, and a spike snare, being all the level 1 snares.
Oh wow, okay.
This is a part of the game that none of the players have explored at this stage.
Uh-huh.
And it is one of the major things, as are the elixirs.
We'll just probably grab a few snares and try them out. So maybe like the calcul one.
I'm happy for you to get one of each if you wish it. That's on page 536, looking at level 1 treasure items.
Okay. You do that. Sweet.
Would Willie like some, such as like the elixirs?
I guess.
Because each of these are the sort of things you can pop before doing your martial stances to give you some prowess bonuses that you might not already have, or to give you capability you wouldn't normally be able to do.
And they're elixirs, is that right?
They are elixirs, yes. If you had a alchemist in the party, this is the sort of thing they'd be doing on a regular basis. And the first two elixirs are probably the most handy, being the antidote and the anti-plague, considering how often you guys have come up into poison or diseases in the last storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Well,
kind of
if I grab one of each of those,
Mhm.
I think I'd be more than happy with that. Assuming they're happy to hand them over.
They are. They say you've earned that level of support from the Pathfinder Society. It's the same also goes if you want to get things like the smoke stick, the snake oil, the sun rod and the tinder twigs. They are also level 1 expendable items. And I think the potency crystal talisman allows you to make a item magical for a short time. So each of these has their uses. Okay, so after collecting your swag, you all get to meet Nemo on the way out. So you have no trouble finding Nemo. I'm sure that will be a major quest item in the future.
Nemo.
And you're able to travel back to Riddleport.
Just to confirm,
Yep.
I still can't perceive Doomsday, can I?
No.
No. So you're just traveling with Harry, and I'm just traveling with Harry in
Yeah.
our place.
Yeah.
But why am I the only one that doesn't have this stupid curse?
Because you didn't ask for it. You could ask for it,
No.
and then you couldn't see either of us, and that would be fun. I don't want this anymore.
I want this to be all about me.
Funny.
No, look at you.
So in that time, they have actually managed to modify the curse a little bit. Now, Doomsday just sees a third dog that she calls Willie.
Puppy Willie Giant. There you go. Great.
It was Willie C.
Willie just sees another puppy that noses as Doozer.
Oh no.
Oh, this is great. This is fantastic.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's so good.
And this was the fix that they had tried to they tried to undo the problem, and that's as close as they got.
Let's go. Where'd he go?
Just making sure I note it down. Always interesting when those things happen. And also, we normally have one person as the scribe, so who wants to write down the events of tonight's session?
I'm probably not in a good mindset to be writing stuff today. Like, I'm not tired, but I've got my brains fried, but I'm not tired, if that makes sense.
I can do it.
Just English today has also been very, very hard.
Session notes for 25.
And who wants to note down what items you collect? I'm assuming that's either going to be Peter or Josh again.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do that.
That way you can keep track of when you get stuff so you know what's happening. Okay, so.
First notice session. Down Nemo. Next.
Achievement unlocked?
Yeah.
Is this where we roll the d20 to see how many little parries are floating around? Though it all went quiet on the parry side, so we'll assume no. So.
Sorry, what's the question, Martin?
All good. We was just asking if we wanted to roll the d20 and see how many little parries are floating around.
No, that's fine. Like I mentioned, the past 2-3 months, other than the sexual escapades, you've been learning about different gods and cults and everything else, and figuring out how we can kind of espionage his way in.
Can I take 5 potential babies? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so fun.
Is this going to add to the list of paternity? Like, this is like D20 of like, add to the list.
Yeah, how many?
If we go with my roll, that's 19.
Oh god. What have you been doing in the last few months?
Well,
Learning.
Yeah. Oh.
Religious learning.
well, it is the outcome of 2 seasons ago, so it's not. It's what he was doing at level 2. So no matter how much you change, your past generally comes back to rear its head in a screaming way. Okay, so you travel back to Parry's ancestral home, otherwise known as Parry's Love Shack. Did he give it any other name?
Love Shack is about right. My bachelor pad.
And all the pictures of the hotters around the place.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's actual people there?
No, there are paintings everywhere of the hotters without clothes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's like really Yep. No, I'm not going to continue that thought, but yes, it's that.
Okay.
Do we need to be PG for this is already too much for me.
My brain just broke again.
Hello. Brain.
Hey, at least you have 3 puppies with you now. Well, 4 actually. Because I believe
No, it's Kroll got a puppy, wasn't it, as well?
didn't Parry also get a puppy?
No.
I did.
Oh, no,
We just don't mention about it because Parry's probably done something in the past 2 months with the puppy.
Did you give your puppy away? I probably scolded Harry on where his puppy is.
Did Parry keep his puppy? What did Parry do with his puppy?
What do I do with my puppy?
Yeah.
No, actually, no, Parry kept the puppy.
Okay, so yes, you were traveling with Parry, and now you have 4 puppies.
With intentions of giving it to Bruiser eventually.
So Doomsday can have a sled team.
This puppy man is just gnawing at the bottom of my staff, and it's really getting to me.
Okay. And whenever you take your shoes off, it goes for your shoes too.
Yep, that's about right.
So most mornings you're going, where's my shoe?
Yep, and usually when I'm in town, I find new pair of shoes.
Okay, so yes, you are in Riddleport. It is quite the sight, having been in Magnamar for so long. You've forgotten how much it smells here.
Where's my cobalt friends? I need a good stew.
They're on the other side of the river. And you see a lot of what appears to be young kids striking a very good resemblance to Parry, running around as 2 or 3 year olds.
As 12-year-olds?
2 or 3 year olds.
I'm gonna put it down to my family being up to their good deeds, I reckon.
Well, you do all resemble each other.
Exactly. Making sure the family lasts forever.
Taking over Riddleport one baby at a time. Okay, so making it back to the Gold Goblin doesn't take too long because everyone knows Parry. And he has been given the royal welcome of people actually to get out of his way as he walks. But that might be because Parry is travelling with a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
So you're one of the first people to bring meat into the city.
Woo! Oh! Yeah. Harry's found out where he's going to eat puppy.
No! Dude will beat the shit out of you.
Is it bad? I looked you in the eyes and I felt really bad. That's one of my thought processes was I literally cooked my dog and ate it. I stared you in the eyes and went, I couldn't do that to Em. I really couldn't.
What happened to your puppy? Oh, I lost it. Big. I ate my dog. Big.
Or
No parrot.
it could be even worse. Parry could have said, you know that pie you had last night? Puppy pie!
Oh, dude. I don't think Parry could run fast enough. Wow.
No, don't worry. I'll have a head start while Doomsday gathers every bit of reality that's on the floor.
Who knows? That might be the one time the Sandpoint Devil shows up and helps Doozer.
Yeah.
Strike him down.
Hey, having a nemesis has to have its perks.
Yeah.
Unlimited power.
Okay, so making it back to the Gold Goblin, you catch up with Mr. Clegg.
Oh, yeah.
Dig out his picture if I can find it. It's Mr. One Hand. Because amusingly, oh, there he is. So, there is Mr. One-Handed Clegg, just so you can remember what he looks like. So, Sal Van der Casterkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, the owner of the proprietor of Sal, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Clegg looks a little nastier.
Yeah, Clegg's the guy that I have a beef with because he has information about my brother and mother, possibly.
Yep.
Possibly.
Rumor
Rumor has. Well, according to my brother's diary.
Okay.
And
And yes, man, I do remember.
That's what note taking comes in for.
Uh-huh. I know, I have noted that down, and that's why I remember. Because I'm also wearing my mother's necklace, along with wearing my little glass bead. Which I was
Didn't we kill your brother-in-law?
no, he was my brother-in-law. He was my brother, my younger brother.
And it was Willie, I believed, and Parry together who did that deed.
Yes, that is correct.
Which is now just Parry because you don't know anyone by the name of Willie. You know a puppy named Willie.
Chump.
Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean the dog killed my brother? It was just Harry. We only just got this dog.
And amusingly, to both your eyes, the other dog seems to be extremely well behaved.
walking alongside, keeping pace, looking around.
That dog's gonna go into tiger style.
Yeah, you're gonna get like a battle cry.
Sorry. Correction. He's gonna go into dragon style and then remember, oh wait, I'm trained in tiger style.
And then you're gonna hear this other dog like battle cry, like.
Pull out 2 axes.
Yeah, 2 axes.
Double paw.
Yeah, double paw attack, double claws.
Okay.
It'd be funny
And in both your minds, you realize that you have like a dog that's better than Harry.
It's funny. I probably like would have 2 heads and double like
Alright, you were saying, Mom?
Okay, so as you catch up with him, he says he's glad you've returned to Riddleport because he has need of your skills.
Skills?
Yes.
Remember my...
Doozle flexes his arm, just for old time's sake.
He says yes, he needs that muscle that you're well known for. So he says that some of his documents have been his ledger has been pinched by some unsettling people out in the boneyards, and he would like you to go out and retrieve it. Taken by where is it? What's his name?
How did they get into your vault? I presume it's usually kept in the vault.
Well, it wasn't in the vault at the time. There was a distraction on the floor, and they made off with it from his desk.
Oh, the art of deception.
Yep. And the goblins weren't particularly helpful at the time, considering they had all left.
Where are the Percys?
The Percys at the time were dealing with the disturbance because, well,
The Percys?
they were Percys.
That's all you need to say. That's the only reason in the world. I gotta fix that one of these days. Now that I know a bit more of the backstory, that's another thing on the list.
A lot of things to track down and find out about.
Yes.
And you've still got all those eviction notices to give.
Well, that's Quest's problem. I'm gonna break legs, I think.
Well, you actually agreed to Quest's problem as well.
Didn't he rope the whole party in without discussing us, though?
No, particularly you accepted the money of it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was literal blood money. It was the money that was bleeding out into the pouch.
Oh no, he gave it to me and like here's this blood, here's this money that's bleeding everywhere to do something. Take it to the vault.
The blood coin.
Yeah. I totally got this.
So he basically got you to agree to take the coins from him, And unfortunately agreed to the quest at the same time. Be careful what you agree to.
Yeah. Don't take money from quests. Bad idea.
Taking these surrenders, don't take blood coins from
Quests,
quests.
yeah. Now that I know what blood coins are, I don't think I've ever seen them before. Now that I know what they are, hell no.
Don't win said wrestling match to get said blood coins.
And at least you now know every time you put an eviction notice on a house, it starts to burn down.
Yeah, let's warn people what happens now. The temple will burn down if we do this. Just by the way. If you comply, it will burn down anyway.
So, for your interest, the Wednesday night team were just told that Ravenmore has mysteriously died. And there's no actual information about what's happened being passed on to them.
Which part, man? The beans or the fact that quest burnt down every house?
Well, all of it together means that there is no actual town known as Ravenmore still standing. Because none of the buildings are still standing.
But it is charted.
No, it doesn't exist because the last person left because we took them back to Ragnarok.
And there are no buildings left standing, so there's nothing to chart to.
Oh.
It's like when someone gives their address as an open field. You can't really say you've actually got their address.
Some say Ravenmore is no more.
Nevermore?
Nevermore.
Okay, so you have been given directions to where he believes the rat thieves took off with his ledger.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sure that you shouldn't have any trouble beating them up and getting them back again. And he doesn't mind if they end up dead because he knows that's your thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's why he knows he's got the right people for the job.
You. Break the legs. So really.
Hey, it's not very often you're being told to just go through. Yes, it's not very often you've been told to just go ahead and kill everything.
Murder spree. Someone say murder spree. Insert murdering one hashtag.
How to make a group happy? Tell them you can murder everything.
We've been fighting this urge forever, man.
Don't worry, I'm only looking up things that you'll shouldn't have to kill.
Shouldn't have to shoot.
Shouldn't have to kill. Great.
Like that small boy in the street. Oh, good.
You're never gonna let that one go, are you? How about I stick a giant on you? That'd be funny.
Whoop, oh.
That's okay. I'm sure his puppy is about the same size now too.
Yeah.
So you've got Nors on stick, you've got Puppy, you've got Giant, and you've got Willie travelling with you.
Yes. Wait, what did you call yours?
I put him down as Nors on stick because that's the most descriptive we got out of Parry so far.
Oh, Nors on stick.
Nors on stick.
So his name is Nors.
No, Nors on stick.
I'll just call him Nors.
No, it's Nors on stick, Nors on shoes. That's his full name.
Well, Nors, sure.
Lack intelligence, and yes, it's
I'm not lacking, but I'm not exactly the brightest shed in the pool.
You're not the sharpest tool in the head.
You threw the pool out.
It's okay. All tools don't have to be sharp. You don't want your hammer to be sharp.
Yeah. You can get, well, no, actually, what are they called? Are they halberds? The ones that are the hybrid?
Yeah.
Yes, but they have a specific pointy end, whereas a hammer has an end that's supposed to be flat to hit things with. If it's pointy, you've got the wrong tool.
User will still try and summon with a hammer.
You can actually get pointy bits on the end of hammers. They hurt.
Yeah. So what?
Okay, so yes, you've been told it's. Let me see if I give you a picture to show you where you've been told to go. I'm sure you don't mind being told where to go.
Now, makes it easy so we have to waddle around the real port and going the wrong way.
Okay.
Because we'd all be distracted by some sort of side quest.
So, because if I bring the map up so you can see. Okay, so Parry's place is down here.
Oh yeah.
The Gold Goblin is over here.
Roughly in the middle somewhere, yeah.
Roughly there, and you have to go over here.
Okay, so cool. We're going more east.
So you can basically take the ravine out and come down and go there.
There's a reason why Parry doesn't do directions. Parry walks out of the Golden Goblin and goes right. He gets me to turn around myself and goes left.
That way!
We all start walking off the other way and just let Harry do his own thing.
I'm going to point to a street somewhere with this old gold on me.
Well, hey, it could be worse. You could show up there and go, "Where's everyone?"
Yeah.
Not even Nose on stickers with me.
Yeah.
So yes, it takes you about half an hour to get out into the swamplands. Then I will give you a survival roll to see if you can find your way to where he said you expect them to be.
I just looked at that skill and went, oh, not too bad at it. Here it comes. Here comes the test with it. Alright. Dice.
My dice are
Okay. Alright, I'll roll mine first and then see.
Yeah, yours is going to run horribly. I also need a phone.
Actually, that's not too bad. You need your phone. When you're comfortable. Yeah, put it on top. Okay. Just move it while you're up on that one.
No, I put it
Okay.
You can try walking with fire in your mouth.
How are you doing?
Oh, 11 plus something. What was this survival mode?
Survival.
What is my S? What's S? Why am I not Englishing? Stealth survival. So we leveled up, so it will be a +7. So 11 plus 7.
18.
I
Okay.
has survival you? I already got 22. 22.
What did you roll though? You rolled
13.
better. How much survival did you got?
It was 9.
You had less survival.
This is all wisdom.
It's all wisdom. That would make sense.
You did sacrifice wisdom for your character, which is why you've been breaking things.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Parry leads you to the low water that's only about 2 feet deep, which is a more windy approach, where Dooza keeps wanting to go through the deep parts of the swamp.
Yep.
No. I decided to choose the safe option.
And you manage to reach the area where Sol said you should find the people. The winds have died down and there's a light mist in the marsh around you. Ahead is a flickering globe of light centered around a bit of ship's rigging protruding from the surface of the water. Dangling from this boom is a single lantern providing illumination for a group of dark-cloaked humanoids huddled together in the muck beneath.
No.
Give me a perception roll.
Perception. Wow. How many rerolls do you have left?
Currently none because everyone was late.
Yep.
Ah.
You see shit.
I fell face first in the mud.
Okay, so you found a deep spot that was 10 feet deep and stepped in it thinking it was a 2-foot hole.
Yep.
Sploosh!
Yep.
Goes the doozer. What about Parry?
Not a little.
Sorry, mind. You said dark cloaked figures.
Yep.
In a shipwreck.
Standing below a shipwreck where there's a bit sticking out.
Standing below a shipwreck. I'm very much short-handing this at the moment.
All good. Hey, worst case, you could always watch the video later and pick up what you miss.
Yeah. 25 for Parry.
Okay, and what about Willie? So we don't have a Peter at the moment, so I will try calling him back in.
Oh,
Oh, you dropped it out.
you dropped there. There's another call. Oh, there he is. Hey!
Hey, Peter.
Hey.
We can hear you now. So what did Willie get?
23.
23. Okay, so with your both wonderful rolls, you do notice that there appear to be some guards on the boat wrecks either side of the huddled group. And they have crossbows ready.
Oh.
Yeah, Susan may or may not have given our position away, but fully flat on his face.
So, at that point, they should be asking for initiative.
Did you say initiative?
Yes, initiative.
Sorry, Mum.
Okay.
I'm still at character sheet.
Yeah, all character sheets.
My whole character sheet, and that's what was angry.
Shaggy. Yeah, let's do a smiles now. You said, sorry, Mark, you said initiative.
Yes, I did say initiative.
What do I use for that one? Because
At this stage, you will be using perception, because you're not doing any other specific action at this stage.
Perception. Yeah, sure.
15.
So what did Parry get?
18.
What did Duza get?
What's 13 plus 9?
22.
And what did Willie get?
11.
Whoa, 11.
The dice definitely love you today. Okay, so Duza, you do notice that there is a bunch of people standing under the lantern who you currently got the drop off. Even though you splashed in the water, they haven't turned around to look at you. You obviously did it stealthy enough they didn't notice.
Somehow talking orc and fucking other role is now going to jump on the shit.
So there are 5 shrouded figures before you. Do you wish to rush an attack? You could spend 2 moves to reach them and get 1 attack.
I don't know if they are.
There are 5 of them you can see.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me who they are. And I know we've been said to collect
everything.
this thing, and doesn't matter if you murder everyone. Doesn't mean that you have to start by murdering everyone.
What do you wish to do? You are up first.
Book. The tells us can I?
You can throw your axe and get one of their attentions.
I don't want to do that though. I'm gonna put. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put both Puppy and Brian on notice. And I am going to delay the rest of my action to see if these people attack us first.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I'm just going to check. I think Ariadna has arrived, so I'm just going to do it so we can hear you guys in the background. Well,
Sure.
Oh goodness me. Oh yeah, Bob. Bob, have you got Mummy's dice tray?
Yes. She stole my dice tray.
It's mine now, Mum.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look at what I've got. It's mine.
She's so happy. It's new. It's hexagonal.
It's solid.
It's now very wet on a few sides.
Oh.
Oh god. No, I'm trying to update my character skills
On the fly.
And I can't.
Because you got blah 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 behind you.
Over here. That's what I got my sheet for, so I could check what skill level was with the proficiency.
Oh, so if it's trained, it's
Level plus 4. If it's expert, it's level plus 4.
so Therian's just been telling me that Ariadna was home by yelling at the door.
Harry is.
You do have the drop on the 5 people there. You wish to go for them or one of the 4 guards you see?
I've got those 15 temporary hit points, don't I?
You do. Which means you don't get a scratch until you go through those 15 points.
Yeah, this is all like one shot. So there's 4 guards and 5 dark wooden figures.
Yep.
Can I see what the dark wooden figures are doing?
They seem to be hunched together, having some sort of discussion. You can't tell, you can't hear what they're doing. And they're facing each other.
Alright.
Under the lamp.
Under the lamp.
Yep, so maybe they're looking at the book.
They could be looking at the book. Harry's going to make himself known, but not attack.
Okay, so Parry announces his presence.
Yeah. So I'm going to basically throw my hands up because I've got crossbows pointed at me and say, Basically, what are you guys doing out here so far away from Runelords?
Okay. So, as you say that, you hear the twang of a crossbow.
Yep, there it is.
Hitting armor class 28.
That's a crit.
That's a crit. Okay, so that's gonna hurt.
Why are you trying to talk my dice tray in my face? Why? This is a mom. Use a dice tray.
Obviously, you needed a dice tray.
Use a dice tray.
So, Parry, look at how well the plot armor worked for you.
Yeah.
So, if you can't see properly with the light, that was 2 1s.
Yay, full armor.
You see if I can fix the view of it, because for some reason it's decided to make it very hard to read.
The webcam's on. I'm gonna make everything blurry.
Yeah.
There we
Oh,
go.
sorry. Did I have my dice tray?
Yes.
There we go, that should be easier to read. Because the light was refracting off it, making it very hard. Okay, so I rolled minimum damage.
Sorry, what was that, Mum?
I did minimum damage of 2.
Oh, 2. 2 full damage.
And that's for a critical hit, mind you.
4 damage.
No, that was the critical hit.
Oh, it's double the dice pool.
Yeah, I just doubled the dice for that one. That's what.
Okay, so
I'll go easy on you because it's got more chance of rolling lower. I didn't expect to get double 1s. Okay, so the next one is shot at Willie.
Yeah, okay. These things are.
So unfortunately, that is also
Yay.
a 28. What is Willie's?
Yeah, it just hits me.
And that's not a crit hit.
Oh, hell no.
Which is Harry.
So that is 4 damage to Willie. Oh, sorry. I've got to add sneak attack
Oh,
because you haven't acted yet. That's another 3 damage, so 7 damage to Willie.
Why does my bullet action come about because of attackers? Yeah, delayed in case we attack us.
Yes, but ready means you have to give up 2 actions to declare a specific action with a reaction. Or delay means you wait until after they've acted and then go.
Yeah.
Oh, and then go. Okay, yeah.
So delay gives you 3 actions, but you readied an action in case they attacked you, but you didn't declare what action it was except for commanding Poppy.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I always get confused by the delayed and ready action.
All good. And one of them shoots at Doomsday, hitting armor class 22.
I think that misses. I'm just recalculating my current armor class. Trained to +4 and 6. My dex is 2 + 2. So it's 10 + 8 + 4?
So 22. So it's not.
Oh, wasn't it now? Lame.
So it hits Dooza.
It's Dooza, so it's also considered a sneak attack on Dooza because Dooza delayed. So that is 5 damage on Dooza.
Alright, but critters get good and took least amount of damage. Shows how buff he is. Raw. Big.
And one of the guards has not acted, but Dooza can now jump in at this stage if Dooza wishes to.
Yep. I am going to command Poppy to attack.
Who?
Who's closest?
At the moment, Easiest to get to, well, closest is actually the 5 people huddled together.
All the other people attacking us.
Yeah, the guards are attacking.
Okay, just close the people who's attacking us.
Okay, so they are up out of the waterline on top of wreckage of a ship, so puppies might have a hard time getting to them.
They're actually out. Okay.
So the best use of funds to cover it. They're protecting the guys, kill the guys and animals.
Yeah, I mean, I could just charge the guys in front of us, couldn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go find out what these 5 this is gonna end badly for me though. How close are the people in front of us, Martin?
They are about, I would say close to 30 feet, but each square takes 10 foot instead of 5 foot movement, so it does take a lot harder to get to them.
Oh, because there's so much mud stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, typical trick. Actually, I'm finding to use this item. This would be awesome. Alright, so forever and ever and ever ago, as a gift for doing something good, I can probably look up my notes, but I have Boots of Elderkind. So once per hour, until the end of the turn, I ignore difficult terrain when moving around.
That would work.
That works.
So you can get to them in a single move.
Yes.
You go.
Okay. As you go running, give me a reflex saving throw.
Guys, the other guys will control it.
Oh no, not that. Remember how I was telling you about magical items that no one's been using?
Oh, traps. I did traps.
Traps.
You are doing the barbarian check for traps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like this character more barbarians and rovers. The fact that I have copies.
I'll give everything.
Reflex. Yeah. So it is 8 plus. No. Alright, I have to recalculate ability saving because I've got some dips now.
So what you bring a trait rate spell. So you're concentrating.
Yeah, I'm
So you're
expert 8,
What
I
did you
have
get?
dex of 2, so it should be 10.
Yeah.
And I rolled 13.
So 23. If you wish to take 23.
Oh, I'm gonna
Actually, we got no reroll, so you have no
Yeah,
reroll.
I
You take
have
23.
to take 23.
Okay, so you halfway there you trip over a trip snare and find yourself flat-footed for the rest of the turn,
Oh, that's bad.
which means sneak attack central, and that is on a success.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So crit success is not fair.
A crit success is not affected, but a success is affected. And you're lucky you didn't get crit failure because that's extra damage.
Oh. Ow. So how much damage did I take before? I took 5.
Before you are down as 5 damage so far.
Yeah.
As I've not updated the hit points of the on-screen one, I didn't decide to add it to them.
I haven't even updated my hit points in my thing because I had, as I said, I didn't get time this last week to update.
Didn't we say you were 60?
I think so. So human 8, ranger 10.
Don't do it now.
Plus 4.
You were at 60, we calculated it last time.
Yeah. Alright.
This is like I remember 2 weeks ago.
Here's something I prepared earlier.
Yeah.
Harry's half the point without the temporary stuff.
That's how squishy he is. I'm at 30.
Hey Josh, I thought you would enjoy the extra hit points.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so you still
likes living on the edge without like scrolling his.
you do manage to trip over the trip line.
Yeah.
And the party probably sees this.
And you reach them in with 2 actions to spare.
Yeah. I am. Oh, now here's the question.
Yep.
Does quick draw work for getting both weapons out, or just one?
Does it say drawing a weapon is a free action?
I don't have the book on me.
What's
It's quick draw. Let me have a look.
it is skills.
Page 172.
72.
I have the page number written out.
Yeah, just fine. 172. Quick draw.
So it's quick draw
Draw
per
your
weapon.
weapon attack with the same motion.
So it's a single weapon for quick draw. It's not double draw.
Right.
But you can draw with one and attack, and then draw with the other and attack without having to spend actions to draw.
That's true.
So you basically use
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll do that because then the next round I'll have both axes out.
Okay, so give me a attack roll.
Sorry about Thassilonian doctor.
She didn't. Well, she might have noticed. It was just in between my legs.
It's not going to have his move.
No.
Does that see the wall moving?
No.
Look at his face.
I'm not sure if Emrys has spoken to you.
Yeah, I've got all the messages.
But
Basically, he's complaining about being harassed.
Oh, good. I'm still
why are you
recording.
going to
Still recording.
What?
Yeah, well, hopefully that means that. Because if he
Yes,
thinks that's
you want to use
the
it.
way he wants to get that laptop back by Monday.
you need help.
Okay. So, what's your attack roll?
You gotta have the big wooden box. Sorry.
So 14 plus it must be 10 now.
So,
It's trained, so that's 6 plus 3 for 4.
So 10 and the plus 1.
It is a plus 1 dagger, yes. So that is actually
Dagger or?
no, it's my next split on my axe.
Plus 11.
Yeah, plus 11.
What do you roll?
14.
25.
So you get a crit hit on your first strike.
So with that, it's damage doubles.
Yeah, just double the damage.
So it is 2d8.
Or, so is it a damage double where you can choose to take double the dice pool, is that correct?
You can double the dice pool, but that generally takes longer.
Okay, fair enough.
Because when you get some high level dice, you end up having something like 30 odd plus dice to roll.
Yeah, 5, 6, so now it's plus 11, damage 2d8 plus 4, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 4.
15, 30.
30. There you go.
30. Okay, so you hear the person go down with a nice thwack.
Go. I've got sleep on these as well, so does that mean I can get around the next eye as well?
I think it minuses your.
No, sleep is different.
What's sleep?
It's after all weapons stuff. Because it's a weapon.
There we go, weapon impacts. Nice little impact in the
I
background.
thought we looked this up as well, and we realised that it just added to your minuses for a second attack.
Yeah, because I think it doubled down.
Sweep is like agile except for multiple targets. Agile reduces your attack bonus, attack penalty by 1 when you're attacking. Sweep reduces it by 1 if you're attacking adjacent creatures on your second and third attacks.
Yeah, so I can sweep the next guy.
You can, yes. So instead of getting a -5, you get a -4. But because you're a ranger with your flurry, it reduces it to a minus. Is it -3 or -2?
It depends on the weapon. If it's an agile weapon, it's more.
Yeah.
No, it is a forceful sweep.
Yeah, so it goes down to -4, but then with your
The thing is, I need to have
They're not your hunted prey. They're not your hunted prey.
I don't have hunter's markup, so this is where sweep comes in handy.
Yeah, so you're -4 using the same weapon, but you want to put a second weapon out.
Yes, but I always pick for the weapon the next time because it doesn't take away any of my actions. So I can either sweep now and use the same weapon and then quick roll the next one in the next round.
That's up to you.
So yeah, I'm gonna sweep the next guy. That is a 16 plus 11 minus the 4.
Okay, you get another critical hit.
That's an 8, and that's a 6.
Okay, that person goes down as well.
Okay. Oh, is that right now? Am I sitting out?
Okay. So yes, Duza has taken down 2 shadowy figures. Okay, so up on one of the hills, the guard who hasn't acted yet throws off his cloak, and you see a bright light appear as he pulls back his bowstring, lighting up his bow.
Wait, so the flicks of his cloak, bright light appears.
As he pulls back his bowstring, so magical bow.
Oh,
Okay, so he gets a 18 to hit one of the guys with the crossbows, but misses.
Oh, he's helping us.
Wait, so I just killed down to Runelords?
No, you've down 2 wooden figures.
Yeah.
The guy who's revealed himself is shooting the guys with the crossbows.
And he fires again at the same one. Okay, so not so bad this time. He gets a 25.
So he's helping us. I haven't assumed that I know who he is.
It's a troll. Well, it's about the magical
I think it's the right one.
yeah, but does that mean I'll just kill shadowy figures?
Okay, so you see a glowing arrow strike one of your attackers. Then Willie, you are now up. What would Willie like to do? He's a good puppy, isn't he?
Is the guy who shot me still alive?
He just got hit by an arrow, yes.
But he's still alive.
He is still alive.
Okay. I will move to him.
Takes you 2 moves to get up to him.
I move faster than normal people. Does that
What's your
impact
movement?
the time it takes? 35.
35. So that means you normally move 70. You'd have about... With 2 moves, you would still have about 5 feet left over. because the crossbowmen were harder to get to.
Okay, so it's going to take me 3 moves to get to him.
Oh, 2 moves.
Okay. So I get to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I will hit him.
Okay.
Punch in the face. One punch in.
Yeah. Probably did. Alright. 23.
A 23 is a hit.
29.
And a 29 is a crit. As you hit a face full of fur.
I'm doing bludgeoning damage, to knock people out as opposed to murder them.
I only downed them, thank you. I didn't
Yeah,
actually kill them.
You probably saw them.
Unless you call subdual damage, any damage you inflict is actually murder damage.
Yeah, but don't they get their dying saves too?
Only if they're special characters.
Ah, so they're just upgraded it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just put duties of the culture.
Oh, fuck. 5 damage on the first hit.
Do the murdered too.
Do the murder people, fine.
So 5 damage.
Yeah, on the first hit. And I do 2, 10, 20 points on the second hit.
Yep. Still
And
going.
he needs to make a, and he still needs to make a fortitude save.
He gets a 16.
Passed by 1. Which means he only gets 2 actions next turn. So he's stunned 1 effectively.
I stunned. Yeah.
That is always useful. Okay, so that is Willie's action. Parry, you're now up first.
Alright.
So apparently calling out managed to get you an arrow in your cloak. They've actually managed to scratch one of your shinies.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not.
I will repair that by this. I'm royally peeved off. Who's showing?
The furthest one of the crossbowmen.
How far away is he?
From you, he is about 90 feet.
90 feet. 90 feet, you said.
Yes? A 9 and a 0.
Harry's just going to quickly flip through the spells to see which one he goes.
Oh,
Just 90 feet with.
very gross.
Probably. He's probably got another one in mind. There's one person.
Fireball! Why? Just because.
I wish I had fire.
Magical.
So does your character actually say he wishes he had fireball?
So Harry is going to cast Is he next to his buddy?
No, this is the one by himself. The one next to his buddy is currently getting beaten up.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Letting that sneeze.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. I'm going to pass very close.
Okay. Is there a saving throw or an attack roll?
No, it's an attack roll.
Give me an attack roll.
25.
25. That is a hit.
Yay.
Not a
That
crit.
That's fine. So Martin, with
Yeah.
heightened,
Yep. Spells are all cantrips are cast at second level spells.
okay,
And is Ray of Frost a cantrip?
yes.
Then it's a second level spell.
But doesn't take up the second level spell slot.
It does not, no.
Good. Alright, so... Yeah, so it's 3d4.
3d4.
Ouch. This guy takes 11 points of damage out of a possible 12.
Okay, you did pretty well. So you hit him. Okay, does it have any other effects?
Only if I critically succeed.
Okay. You see him with his reloaded crossbow shoot at you.
There's only 2 actions. Is there any cover that I can see, or is it all out in the open?
When you called out, you're out in the open, but you can try to dodge into the muck and try to get under the 2 feet of water.
Under the 2 feet of water. No, Parry is going to move close towards the wooden fingers in the center. Try and do a do.
Okay, so one you attacks you in return.
Yep.
He gets an armor class 29.
That's great.
Okay, so he does 12 points of damage.
Still leaves me with my temporary hit points.
Okay, he reloads and fires again. And this time he gets a 8.
That's a crit fumble.
Okay, his crossbow explodes in his hand. Okay.
From critting Parry to exploding crossbow.
Well, he is in a swampland, so you can't guarantee wood will last. The one closest to the hooded figures shoots at Doozer, getting a 27.
That's it.
Yes.
And as you're flat-footed, he gets sneak attack on you.
I'm tripped.
So that is 6 damage on Doozer on the first shot.
So you're down to 49.
And then reloads and shoots again. Apparently, this time he only gets an 8. I believe he also crit misses.
That's a crit miss.
That's definitely a crit miss.
So his bow also goes bye-bye.
This party is striking fear into bows across the land.
Then the guy who Willie's punching up decides to bite him.
Oh, so that's the bite, Willie.
Yep, he tries to bite Willie. So he gets a armor class of 14.
Sounds like a miss. I'm just assuming, Peter. That's up to you.
Peter is currently on mute in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Maybe you stepped away. If not, I would highly doubt that Willie's armor class is lower than Parry's at a 14.
I was just seeing if there was anything we could check on the other side. So when Peter gets back to us, we shall find out.
Yeah.
And it tries to bite him a second time because I'm assuming it missed.
Yeah.
And this time it gets a 21.
That could be close.
If If he has the same armor class as you, then it's probably this.
I'm saying it could be split, so we'll find out when Peter gets back. Or if you realize he's on mute. He's on mute.
No, but it's not a critical miss.
Not a critical miss. So what is your armor class?
I am. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps dropping in and out, but apparently it says you're on mute, but we heard you before.
Yeah. We just heard
Is his mic's like mute function?
Okay.
We can hear you, Peter.
Can
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Evidently not.
No.
23.
I'm across the 23.
So 23 is pretty good. So yes, he manages to bite you.
Although I rolled 21.
And then he rolls 21.
Did he?
I'm a class
Oh,
of
sorry.
23.
Then in that case, then it was a no.
So he missed on both, but didn't crit this first.
Okay. And he, as his last action, he basically he pulls his short sword and drops his crossbow.
Oh!
The other two exploding is just like not worth it.
Not worth losing that.
Okay, so Doomsday, you're up. You've taken down three of the hooded figures. Two of the hooded figures. Would you like to go for the other three?
No, I'm gonna ask them what the hell is going on.
I think they're dummies.
As you're being peppered with bolts, so you're just going to stand there and ask some questions?
Yeah.
Well, considering the other two have had the crossbows explode, and the other one's pulled a scimitar, I think I'm pretty right to ask what the hell's going on at the moment.
I think they're dummies.
And what the hell's the other guy? Well, who the hell is the other guy? The one that's called the magic bow.
He's a friend. He's killing the other guys.
Yeah, but
So three of them have ambushed us. I reckon he's the 5 would be his dummies. But it's up to you, without that knowledge.
no, I'm just gonna ask the guy with the magic bow what the hell is going on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so as he isn't going in your action, you can either have two other actions, or you can wait.
Can I decloak the other guys? Like, can I grapple them or something?
Yes, you can.
And then just rip their hoods off?
Yes, you can.
Let's do that.
So you grapple the next guy and pull his cloak off, and you find a stick cross frame underneath.
I thought so.
So what is the other two? Are they actual people or are they...
Do you want to spend another action?
No, I'm gonna rip the other standing one.
So you rip another standing one, and you find another cross frame underneath the cloak.
Yeah, because it was 5, so I'm down 2.
So you've now downed 4 of them.
Yeah, so now I've got... Yeah, okay.
4 of the 5.
Hit 14. That's fine.
So as far as Willie's concerned, Puppy has gone after 4 sticks.
Do this dog. Tomorrow. Do this puppy. DP. There you go.
No, don't say that.
No, you doesn't know what DP is. So DP stands for dog animal / park. I didn't hear it from and we say DP instead.
And I'm sure she'll start picking it up soon.
No, she hasn't done it in 1 year, so...
Okay, so yes, you've ripped the cloak off two of your three actions, and you as your third action called out to the elf. What's going on here?
Oh, it's an elf? Oh, he's totally cold. It's totally cold.
So yes, you see now it's the elf's turn. A 7-foot elf stands up on the one of the other refuse piles and says, "You stupidly walked into an ambush." As he shoots out one of the other crossbowmen.
Okay, cold is a 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not cold. It's not 7.
As you see a critical hit on the person Parry was shooting.
Oh, no fair. Harry was doing well.
Okay, so they take a shot to the chest, and he fires the second one at that same person, and just misses.
But we're all the crossbowmen still up.
All of them are still up. Yes.
Hey.
Okay, so Willie, you are up.
Well, I'll continue to punch on with the guy who tried to bite me.
Yep. You can see his furry features in his cloak. He's a furry.
My character just, as a like a throwaway comment, my character just goes, "You're the bitches," and just punches. What's that? 21, 15.
Okay, so the 15 misses, but the 21 hits.
Alright. I'm gonna do. And he needs to make again a fortitude save.
Okay, got a 17. I believe that's a fail as well.
It's exactly what he needs.
Okay, then he succeeded that time.
So 8 points on that attack. And again, stunning damage, or bludgeoning, or whatever you want to call it. I'll attack him again, so 14.
14 is a miss. As you see his rat-like face revealed in the flickering light.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
That's
For my last go, my character's just gonna pay the guy out. You know, God, you're ugly. And then that's it.
Okay. So, that was Willie's go. Parry, you're up. You have, you're just about to reach the circle of twigs.
Yeah, I realised that.
Yeah, there's one still standing. You can beat Doozer to the set.
Sorry, I'm just catching up on notes. Alright, sorry. Where's the guy who shot me? Did I get close to the guy who shot me? Or am I just running along?
I believe you did. Your movement is 30, so I believe, is that correct? So
Yeah,
you're 15 feet closer, making him now 65 feet away from you.
65 feet away from me.
Because you're moving at half speed.
Yeah, because it's bloody foggy. Perhaps we keep on casting Ray of Frost to this guy.
Okay.
You gonna help me roll? Ready? Go. Roll. 25.
25 is a hit.
Wait. 25 is it. I put my D4 away because that was smart of me. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I rolled a well tonight. That's max damage of 12. So you took 11 out of 12 last time. You took 12 out of 12 this time.
Okay, you see the head freeze and then explode
Yay!
as blood starts gushing out through where the pressure built up.
Oh, yay! Yay, Mum! Yay!
Well, a quick freeze on a body that's still pumping will have an explosive reaction, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's so true.
And what would you like to do with your last action? Move into where Doozer is?
No, I'm gonna start moving towards the
Other bowman?
Yeah, the other bowman that's not with Willie.
Okay. So there's the two crossbowmen with Willie and the elf bowman. Which one are you moving towards?
Oh, no, sorry. I'll move to the other bowman. Oh, sorry, the other bowman that's not with Willie.
Okay.
It's an attacking bowman. Like
In a menacingly fashion.
Okay, so as you menacingly walk forward, give me a reflex saving throw.
And Harry's gonna go make himself very lucky.
Alright. 24.
24, you trip over, leaving yourself flat-footed for the rest of the turn.
Oh no.
It's fantastic how good a success on those trip lines are. 24 was a success.
Well, you know, I'm aware, but I was more worried about crit.
Yeah. Okay, so then it is the one attacking Willie, so he tries to bite Willie again. Apparently, Willie gets a free attack on him.
Oh. Low blow. Do it.
No.
So can't hear Peter at this stage, so hopefully his mic will kick in anyway.
Sorry, Willie gets.
So
Willie gets a what?
free attack on the guy attacking you as he manages to crit fumble.
Ah, Jesus. Okay, so if I try to hit him, do I do it at my full bonus? Or?
Yes, you do, because it's a free attack.
Alright, I'll give it a go. Not real good. 18.
18. Okay. And that is actually a hit this time.
Jesus Christ. 7 points. Stunning damage.
Okay, 7 points. You literally see his eyes roll up in the back of his head as you punch him somewhere tender.
Got it in KO.
So Willie has captured his first opponent.
Yay! Willie's first low blow. Way!
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, bud.
Okay, so the other one draws. He leaps on Willie and tries to bite Willie with a 25.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So his bite deals 5 points of piercing damage.
Sorry, how much?
5 piercing. Okay. And I'm sure something else will happen in there as well. You get to make a fortitude saving throw.
Yay!
I'm sure you're good at that.
I'm not terrible, but I'm not great either. 18.
Just so you know, the magic number was 18. So you managed to avoid the curse from that bite as he tries to bite you again. This time he gets a 14. Almost a crit miss. 1 point off a crit miss. And then it is Deuce's go. You have one left standing figure.
How far away is he?
No.
He is within reach.
Oh.
You got one left.
So I would almost
Rip it off.
I'm almost tempted to just knock it over our spot.
Do it.
Are there any of the other guys standing, or are they all dead? Like the barman.
There's a hooded figure right in front of you.
Go away, you.
Besides the hooded figure in front of you, there is one of the bowmen is on top of Willy with a chunk of Willy in its mouth. And the other one has a glowing bow standing off to the side.
Yeah, I don't care about him yet. Don't care about him yet. I'm gonna go help Willie. Because that's what Willie does.
Okay, acrobatics roll to get up onto the debris.
So question about mine. I have combat climber.
Yep.
So that does that help?
What does combat climber give you?
Combat climber. Okay, so essentially, combat climber is 260. So technically, now you can fight to climb. Do not fight for while you're climbing. You can climb with a hand occupied. Sorry, I can climb with a weapon out.
Well, this is not a climbing thing. This is a scaling debris while running.
Oh, okay. So that's what. Is the boat like just disintegrated? Is it?
This is the debris of ships over the last few hundred years.
Oh, okay. So it's not just like a wall. Okay, right. Right. Okay. So then that doesn't really help me. Acrobatics, you say?
An acrobatics check, yes. Because it's about moving quickly and agilely.
That is a 13.
13 total.
No, plus 9. I believe so. Trained is 6. Plus Dex is 2. Plus an item is plus 1. So 9. The boots of the trained boots, the elven boots, give me a plus 1 on my acrobatics too.
Oh, so we're all 13.
Magic boots!
Magic boots! Yay!
22, Mom.
Okay, so yes, you do probably the most fantastical jumps, twists, and twirls to get up on top of the remainder of what's left of the deck here, right next to the other guy. Unfortunately, no one really noticed.
Aw, boo. I was trying to show it to the elf. You know what I can do too, kind of thing. Anyway, whatever. I'll live in my own glory. So that was what, one turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One action.
I am going to quick draw my other axe and hit him with both. So how does that work? Do I roll for each axe, or?
So I don't know if that works, Mom.
If you quick draw at this stage, you get only one attack with that axe.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
so the actual quick draw is you whipping out your axe and attacking with that one.
right. Okay, so I'll do quick draw and get my second axe out, and then I've got both axes out. So that'll be the first attack, which will probably kill him anyway, but we'll see.
This guy has not been touched yet.
Oh, he hasn't been touched? Oh. Okay, well that is...
I don't like the sticks that you put with.
That is a 15 plus... What did we say? We're 11?
Yes. So 15 plus 11 is 26. You get a hit, not a crit.
I got a hit.
I didn't realize the location was not right.
6, 7, 8, plus 4, 12. Alright.
Sorry, 6, 8.
So 6, 8, plus 4,
So 18.
no, plus 4. No, so I rolled a 6 and a 2, which is...
Oh, that's right.
So 12 damage.
Yeah, so 12 damage.
Yes, it's 12 damage.
Okay.
Or the 6, 8.
One action left.
Sorry, Martin, what was that?
One action left.
Yes. I will now use my new fancy dual wielding attack thingy.
Is that one action or two actions?
It's a skill feat, so I don't know. I'll have to pull that up. Because I haven't used it before.
So twin takedown.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a single action. You get 2 attacks. As long as it's your hunted prey.
It's not honeymoon.
So as you fail to target your prey, you only get 1 attack.
Wait, is that a prerequisite?
It is a prerequisite that you have called them your prey before you get the twin strike on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you, Bob.
That's serious.
So twin takedown says you swiftly attack your hunted prey with both weapons. Make 2 strike attacks against your hunted prey, 1 with each of the required weapons. If both hits hit the hunted prey, combine the damage of the purpose of resistance and weaknesses, and apply your multiple attack penalty to each strike normally.
Right, I just read that as a, I read that as...
They used hunted prey 3 times in the text.
So what page is it on, Martin, again?
Okay, I'll go back to it. It is page 171. Yeah, bookmarking it so I can get to it faster.
Yeah, I have mine bookmarked, but not on Russian book, which is a closer book, so...
Ranger is awesome against beefy targets.
See, this is where it gets confusing, because it says the requirement is wielding 2 melee weapons.
Yes, you can't, unless you're wielding 2 weak melee weapons, you can't use this ability. But you only get the second strike if they're your hunted prey.
Ah,
But you can't make the action unless you're wielding 2 melee weapons.
right, okay. That
is-
reads so poorly.
It does, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. I guess I just attack it again with one of the axes and see what happens.
Exit another question.
Yeah, I'll ask him another question. Probably gonna be a miss. So is that 7? 7 plus 11 minus 5. That might even be a crit miss.
No, not a crit miss, just a miss.
Just a miss? Okay.
Okay, so it is now the final person shows up. So right next to Parry, the last figure throws off its cloak and tries to attack Parry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that is a 26 to bite Parry.
Sorry, Harry. The last cloak of an active figure.
So, what is Parry's armor class? Because that may be a critical.
I don't know. I missed it.
It was 26.
26 is not, it's just a hit.
Okay, so he does maximum damage of 16 points.
So it's taken down to 15.
Okay, and a fortitude save for Parry.
Fortitude save, okay. Fortitude save of 21.
Parry is good.
Is
Okay,
this with melee range, Martin?
this is in melee range.
Ah.
And as his last action, because his first action was dropping the cloak and moving towards you,
Mm-hmm.
the second action was to bite you, and his third action is going to try to stick a claw in your stomach.
Ah.
And for that, he gets a 17.
Miss.
But he tried.
You did try. Got close, but missed.
And then the bowman up on top of the hill starts shooting at the guy who just revealed himself. And hits.
Hmm.
Shoots again. And I don't think that was a crit. No, it was not a crit.
Again, that's good.
And he shoots a third time.
Mm.
And misses. But he tried. He actually only missed by a small amount. So, then it is Willie's go. You've got this guy who's bitten you. And you have flanking with Doozer. You have flanking with the puppy Doozer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's always good when the dogs come in handy.
Yeah.
So, I will hit him. What's the, what do you get for flanking?
I believe it is the equivalent of the person gets a -2 to their armor class. And they're considered flat-footed.
So, okay.
So if you have sneak attack abilities, you get sneak attack by having someone flanking.
So 24
24 is a hit.
and 15.
15 is a miss.
Alright. So first hit does that's a bit better. 11.
Yep. And did
And
you
I'll have
stun
another
him?
go.
Yep.
Yeah. What's that? 11, 13, 17.
17 with the flanking is a hit.
Bloody hell. No, 11 again.
11 again. Okay. You're keeping it fairly consistent.
Hmm.
Okay, so I believe that was all your actions.
I've got one left, but no, I don't do anything.
You don't want to have
I
just
say
one more
something-
punch?
Sorry?
You don't want to have just one more punch?
Because I've missed. I've critically missed. So no, I say something. I say something disparaging to him.
Sure.
Something about fur face or something. I don't know.
I will give you a intimidation roll as you say something disparaging at him.
Your father was an asparagus.
Your mother was a rat.
13.
A total of 13.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your disparaging remark didn't even register a flick of the ear.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Even you let yourself down in your disparaging remark.
Yeah, there was no heart in it. There was no oomph.
Okay, so Parry, you are up.
Is it a thing near me?
Yes.
Range?
Has part of you in its big pointy teeth.
Ah,
Yeah, so do the left bit on the figure standing turned out to actually be.
so just confirm, Martin.
Yeah.
Heightened with a first level spell. Does that take a second level spell slot?
If you want to heighten a first level spell, you have to prepare it as heightened. You can't spontaneously cast it as heightened. You have to have all your spells prepared at the start of a day, and you can't change them on the fly. That's where 5th edition spoils you by allowing you to memorize spells and then heighten them as you need them.
Okay, noted. So I'll cast it as first level then.
And once you've cast it, it's then crossed off for the day.
Harry's eyes light up a electricity blue.
Mhm.
A deep dark blue. He grabs a hold of this character that's taken a bit of chunk out of him and says 2 words while casting Shocking Grasp, saying stuff off.
Yep.
Ah, really lost to have to? Just use my dice, right?
And is an attack roll on that one?
Yeah, I believe it is. I have it in front of me. Range touch on a hit, yeah, so I roll an attack roll.
Give me an attack roll. As he activates his nimble dodge.
27.
Okay, so his nimble dodge was not quite nimble enough. You hit him. Or not critically hit him.
Not a critical.
Not a crit.
So 2d12 plus 1d4 persistent electricity damage. He takes 20 points of damage.
Yep. He takes another 20 points.
Yep. And his persistence is 2.
Okay, so that was... And Parry, do you have any other actions left?
These guys probably have AOs, don't they?
They may have. Would you like to risk it?
One 15. How close am I to the ship?
What was that, Josh?
How close am I to the ship?
You could do an acrobatics to get up onto the ship.
I might do that.
Okay. So, give me an acrobatics roll as you provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I thought so.
As he tries to bite you on your way past.
Yeah. 22.
So, 22, you have this fantastic leap as you're going, as you feel the bite sink deep into your leg.
Oh, lovely. That's the 20 on Martin's side.
So, he does 24 points of piercing damage,
I'm down.
and you get to make a fortitude save.
Uh-huh.
And you're undying too, because it was a crit hit that took you down.
Yep. That is a 25 for my fortitude.
Okay. So, Parry is down.
Yep.
Okay, the guy that is currently caught between the two puppies is going to go for Willie. Try to bite Willie. Armor class 20 and misses. Then tries to claw Doozer. And opens himself up to a critical, to a free attack by Willie again. So, 2 natural ones and a natural 20 so far.
With the hand user got the natural ones and Harry got the natural 20.
My attack roll's a natural 20.
Yep.
So it's a 31.
Okay, unfortunately, this is not a subdural blow, as you literally snap the neck.
Oh.
Fuck.
He had one hit point left.
Oh, wow.
There's a bit of overkill there.
Punch him in his chest, rip out, is still beating hard.
Good on you.
Well, he knows someone who can teach him that technique.
I'll get there eventually.
Okay, so it looks like Willie for the death kill. And then it is Doozer's go. You hear the thump and splash down of Parry into the water below.
I'm just floating there.
And I've obviously seen this puppy epically take down this Willy puppy take down this other rat figure.
Yeah, it just sticks its head around its jaws around the head and just snaps it.
Yeah. I take a mental note that that's a good dog. Good puppy. And I will acrobatics my way back down.
Okay.
Parry.
This one's an easier roll going down.
Easier roll.
Bit late.
Well, no, I'm gonna kill the dude and then stabilize you. So no.
She's got time, she's sure.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I'm sure she's thinking you could do it for an extra death up your sleeve.
Oh, come on, that was close. That was a good roll too. 19 plus whatever my acrobatics is, like 9. So 28.
28, you have this fantastic roll landing right next to what you can see as a were-rat.
Thank goodness I made my fortitude saves.
Well, you could have a third race, you know, half dwarf, half elf, half rat.
I'm very happy just being Harry.
You get an extra language.
No. I've got basically 10 languages.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Okay, so that's one action,
Yep.
right?
Now you can do twin takedown if you Hunter's Mark him.
Yeah, so second action is gonna be Hunter's Mark.
Yep.
Third action is gonna be beating the shit out of this guy with 2 axes.
That sounds good.
So
Use Hunter's Mark,
I
yay!
didn't realize I could use it before. The way it's worded is weird. It says hunted prey.
You're a ranger, you fucking Hunter's Mark everything in front of you.
I know, but the way it's worded, it says hunted prey, not hunted mark. Like, it's just, it's such poor wording, like, really.
But it says in Hunter's Mark, like, your mark target is your prey.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the way the whole thing is worded.
They could word it better. That's correct.
Turn 1, Hunter's Mark. That's what you do as a ranger.
So, do I just roll 2 d20s? Is that how this works?
So 1d20 for the first hit, and then you get the minus 3, I think it's for the next hit.
Yeah, -3. So I can roll 2d20s and just -3 off the second roll.
Well, the idea is you roll one and then the other, because that way the second roll always is the one that has the penalty to it, not just
Okay.
picking one at random.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. First roll is a 15 plus 11.
So that is a hit. And the second one?
Is a 14 plus 11, so 25.
25 minus 3 is 22.
2, yeah.
So 2 hits. So then you roll the damage for both and add them together.
Yes.
So first hit is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Plus. That's 2 8s.
16.
16 plus 30, 13. Yeah, so 30.
33.
33. Okay.
33.
Okay, so double swing with your two axes. You watch as you cleave the head clean off. As there's a spark between the head and the body still.
Spark between the head and the body.
Nice.
So that was your third action.
Yes. That was my third action.
Harry, so distracting.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
at least you're only on dying one.
I'll stabilize.
No, he's undying too, actually, because it was a critical hit.
It was a crit that took me down.
Oh, it was a crit. Oh, okay. Well,
I'm halfway there.
at least he can't murder you outright.
I'm living on a break.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it is the guy with the bow puts his bow away and wraps it up and spends his action doing that. Willie, it's your go.
You never parry. It's hilarious. This guy died.
I thought I earned his respect. I held my own. To be honest, if it's the guy who I think it is, I probably haven't earned his respect.
I don't think he was Oaken though.
I think he was.
I don't think he is, because he's the son of.
There are no enemies left, are there?
No.
One knockdown.
One knocked out. You can finish him if you wish to.
Curve stomp, curve stomp, curve stomp.
No, but we might want to keep him around to get information.
There's a reason why we really knocked him out. He did the smart thing.
No. I hear what you want. Yes, the woo-woo-woo. I hear you.
So what would Willie like to do?
Sid. Please stabilize Parry.
I'm stuck between Bruiser and Lily at the moment. I think I trust you with one of them. It's careful. The heard they don't know who each other is.
I'm assuming there are no enemies left.
No enemies you can see.
No enemies left.
None you can see. But you do have a dying party member, so you're still in initiative until that's rectified.
If there are no enemies, I guess I look at the elf and wait for him to say something.
Okay. Parry, dying save.
It's a flat check, isn't it? And it's 12 is the number.
I'm just looking it up now to make sure and confirm.
So I think it's 10 plus whatever your dying is.
Death and dying. Okay, so 10 plus your dying value. So DC 12 flat check.
Yeah. There's a dying tree.
They've still got time.
I know.
So now it is Duzar's go.
I guess I will attempt to stabilize Parry.
As you turn around, you notice Parry drop under the water.
I pick Parry up as my first action.
Okay.
Draggy. I forgot how to swim to go back. Go on, Jess.
I did give you one round of floating before I dropped you. I did give Parry one round of floating before he dropped under the water.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's good. I will rescue Parry from drowning.
Yep, that's one action.
And stabilize is a medicine roll.
Stabilize is a 2-action roll if you have a medical kit on you.
Oh.
Oh, great!
Don't you have one?
Nope. I designed this character specifically not to do that.
You must have the healer's tools or you cannot provide stabilize.
Oh, so how can I help Parry then?
Slap him in the face, hope for the best.
Will a healing potion work? I'm pretty sure as a party we have one or two of those each.
Do you have one? Did you write it down anywhere?
It would be in my book, yeah. I need
Yeah,
to.
I'm pretty sure, Martin, that at least we have one healing potion each.
Because we bought some.
And if not, Parry's carrying basically a full satchel. But the party doesn't know that.
No, but I remember when we last bought supplies, Kroll got us like a potion each, so we would at least have something.
Okay.
So I need one of those.
So you pull out a potion and you dump it into Parry.
Yeah.
I believe it's a D8 is how much it does. I'm just going to check. Because it's not good. It's not the same as the other one. Not all potions are the same. Once I can figure out where potions are in this book.
You know what's funny?
What?
Parry does have a fair whack of stuff in his section.
Yeah, Deuces should probably carry some more of that.
So that would be
Parry.
563.
We identified it all.
Healing potion 1d8. So you heal 1d8.
1d8. Yeah. You get 3 hit points.
Way! 3 hit points.
You're alive. Congratulations.
Do I get healed 3 hit points?
You do get healed. You start at 3 hit points. And you're on wounded 1.
Oh, I'm on wounded 1, not wounded 3.
Yep.
No, it's just 1. And if you go down again, you start at dying 2. And then if you get healed again, then you go to dying 2 wounded.
Okay.
And then, like, if you get down again, then it's dying 3 start at.
No, yeah. I'm aware of how.
Yeah.
I thought it was just whatever. My last
No, it's every time you recovered until someone spends 10 minutes treating you. You carry the wounded condition. So even if you rest overnight, you still carry the wounded condition until someone actually treats
I need to be treated, yeah.
Yeah, this is where Kroll comes, like, clutch.
Yeah.
This is where you guys struggle without having everyone else is they are the healers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Note to 5th level party, at least get 8 healing.
Use some of your many potions on you, and just chug it down.
You know what's actually funny?
What? You swap the spell?
No, yeah. Well,
He can stabilize someone else.
well, now knowing that I actually had that, because this was before we realized that was my ability, Martin.
Yep.
But during the character update 2 weeks ago, I actually took the stabilize cantrip.
So you stabilize everyone else but yourself if you go down.
Very much.
I don't have it prepared now because I have my item.
Yeah, right.
But if you ever lose the item, you've learnt it, so you can now do other stuff with it. Okay,
Exactly.
so now that you've finished that, the elf slowly makes his way over towards you, making sure he doesn't set off any more traps. Having watched the party do their search for traps.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned way.
Yep. Okay, so he says.
Harry wakes up and moves his arms and goes, "This is one night that I never ever thought I would have."
Juice is almost compelled to just drop you like a rock, but I won't. Because I'll probably kill you.
Right ahead.
I'll probably kill you. Again.
Do it.
Actually, that probably is almost a compulsion at this point because of the bad memories.
Harry's gonna literally haunt you and give you like kissy feet.
We have had PCs die from this condition before.
From being dropped in a way.
That's how two players lost their characters in the other group.
Are you gonna drop me in the water again?
I'm gonna. What would that be? Would that be a fortitude?
What, to see if you're going to drop him or not?
Yeah.
I'd probably say I'd go more will.
Save.
Or will, yeah.
Maybe a will save.
Maybe a will save, that's
Whether you
it.
want to drop Harry or not.
Yeah, because remember Martin when I touched that movie thing to find Harry and I go, oh, it's bad memories.
Yep, and they come flooding back, so I'm going to give you disadvantage on the roll.
Oh! The first roll is 11 plus.
Doesn't matter, roll again.
Not
Just take whatever. So 11's your first roll.
that is a 9.
So take the
So 9 plus 9 is 18.
18.
18. So I'm going to say that yes, you get all those feelings that you had when you peered into his brain run through you.
All that love and affection.
Okay, so Drew's basically like physically shivers while still managing to hold on to Harry somehow.
I was gonna say it was a DC 20.
Well, no, it would be your AC, would it?
Not always.
Not always.
Would it be a spell from Harry? Is the next question.
No,
Would it be
wasn't a spell.
No, it's not a mind spell because it's something that physically affected me.
It was a traumatic event.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so as the two of you are distracted, the tall elf approaches Willie.
Really?
And he says, Sir
look at him.
Kenobi, glad to meet you, as he sticks out his hand.
Sir Obi. Ooh.
Sir Obi, I am Lord Willie One Kenobi.
That's what he said. He said, Sir
Ready.
Kenobi to you. He referred to you as Sir Kenobi.
Oh, Sir Kenobi. Oh, sorry. I nod and I say you are.
I am Quava. I am Quava.
Well met.
He shakes your hand heartily and says, does your minion need assistance?
Look, does he?
Does Parry look like he needs assistance from a strange elf who's looking down at him? I'm assuming that Mia is complaining at the moment, so unable to respond.
I will.
Yes, will it say Harry needs help, yes.
Yeah, Harry's being held by a puppy.
Then I will say yes. It appears that he does.
I shall heal your minion for you then, he says, as he steps forward and calls upon a deity in Elven.
Who is it, Martin? I know Elvin. Who is it?
It is... I would probably say the nature god.
Nature God.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't think of name at the top of my head. So he
That's
heals
fine.
you for another 7 points of damage. No, sorry. That should be 9 because it was the 2-action heal where he laid hands and touched.
He touched you, bro.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 8.
More than I can get from Medusa.
It was a shitty healing spell, that's all I got. A shitty healing version. And it been in my pocket for a while.
Yes.
It lost its potency.
And you see
More than I
a
can get from Medusa.
you see a hawk land on his shoulder, and he says, "This is Ganmead, my hawk companion."
Sorry, Ganmead?
Ganmead.
And is the elf's companion?
Yes.
Sorry, Quava. How do you spell Quava? Sorry.
Kwava. Kwava.
Literally said Quava. I literally said Guava. Kwava, and that's and then he said he was Willie's assistant.
No, he was calling you his assistant. Only him.
Oh, okay.
He said, once he finishes healing Parry, he turns around and says, "Tales of Sir Kenobi have reached us from your wife Ruby," he says.
Ruby's been slutting the man.
It seems my wife needs to be a little more discreet.
Well, she said I should help you if I come across you.
That was generous of her.
Well, she did.
Again, thank you for your help.
Sorry to interrupt, Quava. Where are you from?
I am from the Iju tribe.
And where would that be located?
Many continents to the south.
The Firelands of the South.
Of the Magwambi Expanse.
Now, sorry, Mark, going back, you said something about Ganmead?
Yep, that is his hawk companion.
Hawk. Okay. Ganmead is Hawk companion. Thank you. I'm trying to type as fast as I can on my iPhone.
That's all good. So I have travelled here on business of the elves, and managed to find out that Saul had obtained some papers that these rats had stolen. So he'd managed to steal and been stolen in return.
Oh, so Saul stole these papers to begin with from the rats.
No, he stole them from the elves.
Oh! Stolen from elves, which were stolen by rats. God, this...
And see, that's how the rats sort of looked. Can't give you a good picture of it. But they were nice, big and beefy pirate rats.
Now, Quava, I'm going to be up front. We have been sent by Sol to retrieve a ledger which was stolen by said rats. Would you believe these were your papers?
He starts says can he look through them to see if it contains what he's looking for.
Is the ledger here?
You haven't searched yet.
We'll search the bodies. We'll see what we have.
Okay. So while Lord Kenobi's minions are searching the bodies, Quava continues to talk to Kenobi. So what is Harry's perception roll?
Harry's perception roll is a mighty 29.
Okay, so you do find a book on the guy who attacked you with a pile of papers in it.
Oh. I opened said book.
Okay, inside of it you find some paperwork that written in Elvish. Inside it says, my ally Anglar Thistle Crit is sending a group of victims to the boneyard. They'll be at the old Renovers tomorrow night. Kill them all. We don't want to induct them into our gang. Feel free to keep whatever valuables they have in their purses. When I see proof that they're all dead, you'll be paid and I'll consider you part of the family. With a letter Z.
Alright, so basically it's a hit order signed by the letter Z.
Yep, and another one says, my trusty trout, old Stumpy's, sending
Sorry, trusty trout Stumpy.
yeah, he's sending hard to read words because they're doing it in really squiggly writing.
Yeah.
It looks like Prov Bender up Boneyard. They'll be Dunny Lib at tomorrow's Darkman. Give them all the crash. Don't try to grab any for your birds. Keep the dummers, the rest of the iron on earnest of the hush, and y'all hears the Ken. So it doesn't make a lot of sense when you read it out.
I was about to say, that sounds like they're trying to talk in code.
Yep. Also signed Z.
Alright, so I will say order in code language signed by Z.
Okay.
Question.
Yep.
Is this Zed who I think it is?
No. I think it's a different Z.
Okay.
It's not sharp.
And he does say he's here on behalf of the Shinrakoth. Quava says that. Quava's here on behest of the Shinrakoth.
Is here on behalf of SHIN
Apostrophe ROKORATH.
apostrophe ROK
RAKOR.
Rakoth.
Yeah, Rakoth. Shin Rakoth.
So Shin hyphen RAKOR
ATH.
ATH.
Which translates to be to the light against the coming darkness.
To the light against the coming darkness. Yep.
He's looking for various elves floating around Riddleport. And says that the leader of the were-rats is known as Zipras. So ZIPHRAS. Which is most likely who the Z refers to.
So you said Ziprash was the
leader of the were-rats.
Leader of were-rats.
So if we got a good light, so that's what the elf looks like. tribal tattoos and everything.
Nah.
So as it is now 10:30, he's happy to sit down and have a meal with you before you head back and find out what's actually happening.
Cool. That sounds good to us.
And look, you've actually managed to have a battle where you've watched Dooza down a whole lot of figures.
All those sticks. And then miss the other one.
I should know.
With all the traps that were there, it was set up that the last one you take down was actually someone in hiding waiting for you to drop your guard so we can then strike.
Oh, I should have known. I should have taken Harry's goatee. and just went to town on his sticks.
Should have. I literally made fun of you for it.
Yes, the one you miss is the one that strikes back. And what did you think of having the trap set up?
Yeah. After we got offered traps, that was pretty funny. Here have these traps, wink wink, that are definitely not coming, wink wink.
Yeah. I totally got employing them in the gameplay now,
Wink wink. Ooh, these are pretty fun to play with, wink wink.
Well, hey, I said the same with elixirs and other things.
Yes.
And I did mention anti-plague and anti-toxins.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Harry's got those.
I think you could really pick up your antitoxin and plague one.
So we have.
I picked up
As of the 8th, we have antidote. We have four antidote, lesser antidote potions, and 2 lesser anti-plague potions.
So we'll call it there for tonight, guys. If you are free on Sunday, Em or Josh, you're welcome to try board games again. If not, I'll understand.
I think we will also be able to stay up for a little bit longer if we want to have a chat one.
What, tonight?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll put it on Endgame, and then I'll come back if you guys want to chat.
Sounds good.
Okay. So going to end credits, and then we'll talk.